I witnessed the world's biggest AI show, and let me tell you, what China revealed was beyond anything I could have imagined. From the moment I stepped through the massive exhibition gates, it felt like entering another dimension, one where technology isn't just a tool, but the very foundation of tomorrow's world. The atmosphere was charged, buzzing with energy, lights, and the constant hum of machines running algorithms in real time. Thousands of people from every corner of the world gathered in one place, all drawn by the promise of artificial intelligence, and yet, it was China's presence that dominated everything. Every booth had something futuristic. Humanoid robots that walked, talked, and reacted almost indistinguishably from humans. AI-powered cars that navigated test tracks without a driver in sight. Virtual assistants that could instantly translate languages, answer complex questions, and even detect emotions by simply analyzing your facial expressions. But what truly stood out was China's unveiling, something that not only grabbed global attention, but also set a new benchmark for what AI can achieve. The unveiling didn't come quietly. Giant screens dimmed, spotlights swept across the floor, and then suddenly, there it was, China's next-generation AI system, capable of processing information and making decisions at speeds faster than anything the West has showcased publicly. Imagine an AI that doesn't just respond, but anticipates your next move, your next question, even your next need, almost like it's reading your mind. The audience was left stunned. Whispers filled the hall, people craned their necks, cameras flashed, and in that moment it was clear, this wasn't just a demonstration, it was a declaration. China was showing the world that it wasn't following the AI race, it was leading it. I walked closer, watching as the system interacted with robots, drones, and even medical devices in real time. It could diagnose illnesses in seconds by analyzing scans. It could direct drones to fly in perfect coordination, adapting instantly to obstacles. It could hold a conversation with multiple people at once, maintaining context flawlessly, never missing a beat. It was intelligence, not artificial anymore, but something eerily close to human, and maybe even beyond. And then came the jaw-dropping moment. They revealed a city-scale AI command hub. On massive displays, a virtual twin of an entire smart city lit up. Traffic patterns, energy grids, emergency response systems, public safety, all simulated, all managed in real time by this AI. It wasn't science fiction. It was happening right there in front of us. This wasn't about robots serving coffee or smart assistants answering trivia questions. This was about controlling the very heartbeat of a modern society. The realization hit me hard. While much of the world debates the risks of AI, China was already deploying it on a scale that could change everything about how we live, work, and even think. As I walked through the rest of the show, one thing became clear. AI is no longer about gadgets or apps. It's about power, control, and the shaping of the future. And China's reveal made it undeniable. They are prepared to take the lead, not in a distant future, but right now. The deeper I explored the exhibition, the more it felt like a glimpse into tomorrow. There were entire sections dedicated to healthcare AI, where machines weren't just assisting doctors but practically becoming doctors themselves. I saw an AI scanner that could detect early signs of cancer within seconds, highlighting areas of concern on a digital body model with pinpoint precision. Patients who might have waited weeks for a diagnosis could now know instantly, and that kind of breakthrough could save millions of lives. Standing there, I couldn't help but think about the implications. If China can scale this technology across its hospitals and clinics, it won't just improve healthcare for 1 billion people, it will set a new global standard. Then there were the autonomous vehicles. Entire fleets of electric cars, buses, and delivery robots moved in harmony across demonstration zones, all controlled by a single AI brain. No honking, no traffic jams, no accidents, everything was synchronized in perfect flow. What struck me wasn't just the vehicles themselves but the coordination. This wasn't one car trying to outsmart another. It was collective intelligence, traffic behaving like a living organism, all guided by AI. Imagine a future where cities run so smoothly that commuting becomes effortless, deliveries arrive instantly, and accidents become a thing of the past. That's what they showed us, and the audience couldn't stop recording, their eyes glued to what looked like the ultimate smart city unfolding right before them. But it wasn't just infrastructure. The show also highlighted personal AI assistants, far beyond what we've seen in smartphones or smart speakers. These systems weren't just answering commands, they were learning your personality, adapting to your preferences, even offering emotional support. I saw an AI companion that comforted an elderly visitor, reminding them to take their medicine, sharing stories, even cracking jokes. It was touching and unsettling at the same time. Are these machines replacing human connection, or are they filling a void that society has left behind? What truly blew my mind was when China's engineers revealed their AI-driven quantum computing platform. A sleek, glowing cube surrounded by security guards and engineers in white coats, it wasn't just a prop. They claimed it could process calculations that would take today's supercomputers centuries, and do it in minutes. If that claim is even partially true, the implications are enormous. From cryptography to medicine to energy, quantum AI could rewrite the rules of innovation. And again, it was China leading that reveal, showing the world just how fast they are moving. As I walked through the crowd, I saw people with wide eyes, whispering in disbelief. Some were excited, others nervous, and a few clearly unsettled. Because while the technology was awe-inspiring, it raised big questions. What happens when one nation holds this level of AI power? What does it mean for global competition, for privacy, for freedom? And is the world truly ready for this leap, or are we opening doors we can't close? Yet the message from the show was clear. China wasn't just presenting gadgets, it was presenting vision. A vision where AI is woven into every layer of society. From transportation to education, from medicine to defense, from entertainment to governance, every system connected, optimized, and powered by AI. It was bold, it was ambitious, and it was frankly a little intimidating. The final segment of the show was like a climax to a sci-fi movie. The lights dimmed again, and on the giant screens a simulation began. Entire megacities powered by AI, glowing with energy efficiency, zero traffic congestion, no pollution, people living in harmony with intelligent machines. The narrator's voice echoed across the hall, speaking of a future where humans and AI co-create civilization. And as I stood there surrounded by thousands of people, I realized that this wasn't just a demonstration, it was a statement. China wasn't asking the world for permission. They were showing us the future they are building and daring the rest of us to catch up. As I moved deeper into the exhibition, it became clear that this wasn't just about products or technology launches, it was about showcasing dominance. Every section I walked into felt like stepping into a different future. In one corner, I watched an AI-powered orchestra perform live, with robotic arms playing violins, cellos, and even drums in perfect harmony, guided by a conductor that wasn't human at all, but an artificial intelligence interpreting the music in real time. The melodies rose and fell with such precision and emotion that people in the audience were wiping tears from their eyes. Music, one of the most human of all arts, had just been redefined by machines. Next, I entered an area where AI avatars were on display. Not static, cartoonish figures, but hyperrealistic digital humans who could speak, gesture, and emote naturally. They could answer questions, tell stories, even argue in debates. Some looked so real that it was difficult to tell if I was speaking to a person or a program. Companies pitched them as future teachers, customer service representatives, even digital celebrities. Imagine entire movie stars that never age, never complain, never leave. Imagine children learning languages from a digital tutor that never tires. The possibilities were endless, and yet the unease was impossible to ignore. Crowds gathered around another demonstration, a live AI courtroom simulation. Yes, a courtroom. Judges, lawyers, and clerks were all AI-driven. The system took in evidence, cross-examined witnesses, analyzed data, and delivered a verdict in minutes. On one hand, the efficiency was staggering. On the other, it raised chilling questions about justice, fairness, and the human soul of law. Could we really leave matters of life and freedom in the hands of an algorithm? China wasn't asking the question, they were showing the world that they already could. In another massive hall, drones swarmed overhead in breathtaking displays. Not just for entertainment, these were autonomous drones with applications in agriculture, construction, search and rescue, and even defense. They moved like schools of fish, coordinated seamlessly, adapting to obstacles in real time. One moment, they formed the shape of a giant dragon in the sky, glowing with thousands of synchronized lights, The next, they split into groups, simulating how they could deliver medical supplies to remote villages, survey disaster zones, or build structures autonomously. It was a performance, but beneath the beauty was a clear message: AI-driven swarms could change industries, or even wars. The pace of the show was relentless. Booth after booth revealed concepts and products that looked like they had been plucked from science fiction films. But the most powerful displays weren't the shiny gadgets, they were the systems. The massive control rooms, the interconnected networks, the simulations of entire societies running on AI. China wasn't just showing that they could build smart devices. They were showing that they could build smart civilizations. At one point, I found myself in front of a colossal wall of screens. On them, streams of data flowed like rivers: traffic updates, climate readings, energy consumption, population movements, all visualized in real time. It was overwhelming, hypnotic, almost beautiful in its complexity. And then, in a single command, the AI rearranged everything, redistributing resources, rerouting traffic, reducing pollution levels on the map before my eyes. It was as if I was watching the heartbeat of an entire nation, controlled and balanced by an invisible mind. People around me were whispering, some in awe, others in concern. Because what we were witnessing wasn't just innovation, it was centralization of power, intelligence at a scale humanity has never controlled before. And China wasn't shy about presenting it. They were saying, "This is our future, and the world can either join us or fall behind." The sheer confidence, the scale, the ambition, it left no doubt that this AI show wasn't just a display of technology. It was a declaration of leadership. The rest of the world was watching, taking notes, perhaps even panicking. But inside that exhibition hall, one truth echoed louder than the applause, the cameras, or the lights. The future had already begun, and China had just shown us their version of it. I turned a corner and entered what looked like a futuristic classroom. Children sat at sleek desks, but there was no teacher in the room. Instead, each student interacted with a holographic AI instructor that adapted instantly to their learning style. Some kids practiced math equations, others learned languages, and a few even explored virtual science labs, building molecules, simulating experiments, and seeing results in seconds. The AI tracked every student's progress in real time, giving personalized guidance that no human teacher could possibly match. Parents and educators in the audience looked amazed, but also worried. Yes, this was powerful, but could AI ever replace the mentorship and humanity of a real teacher? China didn't seem to be asking if. They were asking when. A few steps later, I entered the Defense Technology Wing. This section had the heaviest security and the most buzz. On giant screens, simulations of AI-driven strategy unfolded, entire armies coordinated by algorithms, autonomous vehicles moving like chess pieces across battlefields, drones reacting to threats with split-second precision. What I saw was unsettling. While much of the world debates ethical limits of AI in warfare, here it was displayed openly, confidently, as though the future of defense was already decided. And once again, China was sending a message: we're ready to deploy this at scale. From there I drifted into the entertainment zone, where AI blurred the line between reality and fantasy. Digital celebrities greeted fans, signing autographs on screens and even speaking to them individually. AI-generated films played on massive projectors, stories written, directed, and performed entirely by machines. A virtual singer took the stage, her voice flawless, her movements mesmerizing, her presence so lifelike that the crowd cheered as though she were flesh and blood. Entertainment as we know it had been rewritten, and it was clear this wasn't just about replacing human talent, but about creating experiences beyond human limits. And then came the finale. The entire exhibition hall darkened, leaving us in silence. Suddenly, a massive hologram rose into the air, a glowing sphere representing Earth. Lights traced across continents, data streams connecting countries, industries, and people. Then, slowly, the Earth transformed. Cities lit up, networks pulsed, drones and vehicles moved in harmony, hospitals operated efficiently, classrooms thrived, power grids optimized, all running seamlessly on artificial intelligence. The hologram rotated as a narrator's voice filled the hall, calm but commanding. This is not the dream of tomorrow. This is the reality we are building today. Chills ran through me. Because at that moment, it wasn't just about China showcasing technology, it was about China showcasing destiny. A declaration that AI wasn't just a tool, but the foundation of a new era. The show wasn't asking permission, it wasn't asking approval, it was simply announcing that the world had changed, whether we were ready or not. Walking out of the venue, I felt a strange mix of fear and realization. Awe at the scale of what I had witnessed. Fear of the implications, of a world so dependent on intelligence we don't fully understand. And realization that the future isn't waiting for us to catch up. It's already here, and it's moving faster than we can imagine. What China revealed at the world's biggest AI show was more than just innovation, it was a turning point.